Hello, Gilles.
Oh, hi.
Do you know what? 2024 is a Kafka year. It will be the centenary of his death.
What? Really? Oh, I wasn't aware of that. But it's true, he died in June 1924, almost 100 years ago.
Did you know that there is a story about Kafka and a doll?
No, I didn't know that. Tell me about it.
The story was told by his last partner, Dora Diamant. She reports that Kafka and her met a girl on a walk in a Berlin park who was crying terribly
Why was she crying?
because she had lost her doll. Kafka then allegedly told her that the doll was not lost at all, but had gone on a journey. He pretended he knew this for the fact because she, the doll, had written him a letter from her trip. Then the girl stopped crying, but of course she wanted to see the letter.
And then?
Then Kafka promised the girl that he would show her the letter the next day. So Kafka went home and wrote the doll's letter and took it to the girl in the park the next day. And not only that, over the next few weeks, he wrote more letters and brought them to the girl about the doll's experiences on her journey, the reasons for her departure, her acquaintance with other dolls, and so on and so forth.
And do the letters exist anywhere? Have they ever been found?
They've often tried to track the girl down, put out want ads and so on, but so far to no avail. Incidentally, it's also not entirely clear whether this story really happened that way.
Be that as it may, it's a wonderful story about Kafka, and perhaps even an entire theory of writing. The doll or the puppet as a transitional object, its loss or absence, uh, the importance of letters, etc. When Felix and I wrote the book about Kafka, we also looked a lot at his letters and his relationships to puppets. We were also interested in that.
Really?
You sure? Actually, you can notice this right at the beginning of our book, where we're not interested in Kafka's language or the content of his literary works. It's not even the machines, his machines, that are decisive to us. It's the gestures and the poses of the human body that he describes.
The bent head, the straightened head.
Exactly. We thought there was a schizo buffoonery typical of Kafka, kind of subversive slapstick, for example, in the complicated manners and exaggerated politenesses that he conceives of as a method for deterritorializing social coordinates. This is why we write, I quote, it's probable that Kafka made ample use of them in his life as well as in his work. The machinic art of the marionette. Kafka often talks about his personal mannerisms, the tightening of the jaw that almost leads to catatonia.
Really? The tightening of the jaw? Dora Diamond says that Kafka was a very cheerful guy, a born playmate who was always up for a joke or two.
Well, I guess that's how we saw him as well. Buffoonery has something playful, childlike about it. Through the child, we write, Kafka's adults are reanimated as one animates puppets. Actually, in puppets as well, the crucial aspect is their gestures and their poses.
Perhaps that is also the key to understanding the Kafka puppet anecdote told by Dora Diamant. It's not simply about the letters that were written, although I would of course like to read them as well. The central point is rather that Kafka turns himself into a puppet.
A becoming puppet in Kafka.
Or of Kafka.
Well, that would mean I could meet him here and talk to him, or at least gesture at him. That should happen. I definitely congratulate him on the centenary of his death and his new life as a puppet.
From me too.
I promise.